Sri Pramesh Kumar, a senior journalist from Kerala. He is working with the Madhurabhumi. Actually, he is an awardee for his episode on Satyame Jayade. That is how we are bursting out the fake news. Now, I request Pramesh Kumar sir to come forward and just give the presentation on this topic of fact check.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me for this webinar. Thank you, Sri Kamaraj sir, and Nadeem, Harshit Narank, Karina B. Tengamam, and my friend Devi Padmanabhan. Karina and Devi are my classmates at Kerala University, and after our studies, they joined government service, and I preferred Malayalam journalism. And even after 30 years, we are still well connected. That's why Karina invited me. I told Karina that I am not the right person for this webinar and suggested a key resource person, also Mr. Sunil Prabhakar. He is a certified fact check trainer with our organization, and with his help, we are doing fact checks here. We have a separate fact check unit is now. Today afternoon, personally, I am busy with my news work here because our swearing in ceremony of our new cabinet is going on here. So I will give a general introduction and share our experience very briefly. After that, Sunil Prabhakar will give a detailed presentation. There's a popular adage that a lie will fly around the whole world while the truth getting its boots on. As Nadeem and Harshid said earlier, fake news or misinformation spread so swiftly. That's why we call this age as a post-truth period, where half-truths or lies are being disseminated as genuine information through various social media platforms. In recent years, mass media and social networks have played an important role in disseminating information regarding public health. During the COVID-19 pandemic, misinformation and fake news have represented an important issue, generating confusion and insecurity among the population. The Malayalam media started fact-checking columns and broadcast during the onset of COVID last year. International media houses and news agencies like BBC, CNN, and Reuters have had their own fact-checking mechanisms much earlier. Following the footsteps of independent fact-checking websites, Indian mainstream newspapers like Times of India have come up with the fact-checking columns. Regional publications have not only risen to the occasion to fight against misinformation, but fallen victims to this fake news also. The important positive change that occurred during this current pandemic is that most of the mass media understood their fundamental roles in the management and dissemination of health-related information. During the pandemic, people have been continuously searching for information regarding the COVID. In many cases, people have unfortunately found themselves overwhelmed with the news containing fake reports and misinformation on social media. The horrifying visuals of dead bodies piled up and pictures of mass burials of alien incidents around the world have been circulated as COVID-19 victims in the US or Italy via WhatsApp and Facebook messages. This situation has generated confusion within the population and has also influenced some statesmen by public figures and politicians, which have in turn led to further repercussions on public opinion. The general population has, in good faith, taken the information, including fake news, most relevant to their own personal situation and has used them to formulate their own interpretation of the pandemic. In this context, all the Malayalam television channels started, mainstream television channels started special segments to encounter fake news and bring out the truth to light. Apart from the regular segments, we, the Madhurabhumi news channel, have started a weekly program titled Satyam Vada. Let me tell you some recent examples that recent examples of fake news being widely circulated. There were some popular numbers like that, like UNESCO selected our national anthem as the best national anthem in the world. And then, of course, another one is that NASA has released a satellite photograph of India celebrating Diwali. India looks like very beautiful, and that was taken over a period of time, which are not instantaneous. And some other messages will say that if you get a call from ending 777 or 888 or 999, your phone will blast off. So, like, why are we so susceptible to these kind of information or misinformation? In the age of information revolution, people think that they are better informed, but exactly that point makes them more vulnerable to hoaxes and rumors. As Harshit Sir has said, fake news are fabricated misinformation. And who are behind it? Some do this merely for fun. Some do it for political or religious reasons. Some do it to make money out of it. The flood of fake news had even influenced the US election in the past. I will cite another example also, a recent one. A Kerala woman was killed in Israel by Hamas rocket attack near Gaza. In the backdrop of this incident, several Twitter and Facebook users have shared an image of a fighter jet with Saumya written on the side. Saumya is that name of that woman killed in Israel. They have claimed that Israel has named its fighter jet Saumya to avenge her death by conducting an airstrike on the Palestinian Army chief's residence. Actually, it was a morphed image. Israel didn't name its fighter jets after Kerala woman who died in Hamas attack. Even though Israeli envoy in Delhi is kind enough to accompany the mortal remains of Saumya. Another recent example we busted recently, an Arab media outlet and an Urdu and Bangla outlets also have been sharing two videos recently. In the first set of visuals, a bulldozer is seen picking up hundreds of idols from a road. In the second, people are throwing idols of the Hindu deity Ganesh from a bridge into the river below. Both are being shared with the claim that Hindus are renouncing their gods because they do not protect them from the COVID-19 pandemic. A Pakistani online media also carried these video clips. Actually, these claims are absolutely false. Many fact-check media have found out these are shot during Ganesha festival before the advent of COVID-19. As all of you said, fake news is traveling much faster than the coronavirus in India. Even before the country reported its first case in Kerala on 30 January last year, India's social media was rife with the fake posts, wild rumors, conspiracy theories, doctored videos about the disease origin, its subsequent spread, and the possible remedies. Once the country started reporting more cases, a torrent of fake messages began populating all major social media platforms, particularly Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, TikTok, and so on. So morphed images, forged documents, photoshopped screenshots are their weapons in spreading false news. Even media houses will also prey to misinformation. We have to take utmost care before publishing a photograph or a video. We should depend on information on genuine news sources. And there are various methods with internet tools to find out the veracity of each video or photograph coming through social media. To sum up, India has been simultaneously fighting two viruses, one real and the other being the fake one, but equally lethal. Fake news and misinformation have created numerous hurdles for governments at all levels, central, state, and local, in their fight against the pandemic. Authorities have found repeatedly engaged in issuing clarifications like the PIB fact-check divisions to keep people away from not falling prey to such rumors and fake news. I think with the existing Information Technology Act 2008 proving to be toothless to tackle fake content, the central and state government have invoked recently the provisions of Section 54 of the Disaster Management Act 2005 to check the menace. Above all the punitive measures, I think public awareness campaigns are important in this regard. Government agencies and independent media should take up such initiatives. With this note, I am concluding my presentation.